Is conflict inevitable? Is conflict constructive? And is a relationship without conflict, is it healthy? Now, most problem people don't have a problem. Why not? Because in their world, they are a hero. You'll see them as a villain, but in their world, that behavior makes sense to them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it. Not only does it make sense to them, but it actually meets a need of theirs. These problem people may be a source of conflict, but will they know? They probably don't know. Does conflict come from goodwill? Of course it does. Most conflict comes from goodwill. People who think they're getting it right, but actually getting it wrong. Just imagine I'm one of these people who likes his own company. I'm not a great party goer, but I found myself at this party thinking, it's not too bad. I'm on my own. Nobody is bothering me. And then this caring person spots in the corner this poor isolated soul and thinks, oh my goodness, it must be dreadful to be on your own, and goes all the way over there and spoils that person's party. Does that happen? All the time. But does conflict come from goodwill? Yes, most of the time. People who think they're getting it right, but actually getting it wrong. Margaret and I, we went away to a seaside town called Weymouth. And we're in this hotel on the seafront, 8:30 at night. We come down into the restaurant to have a nice, relaxed, pleasant meal together. And across from us was a couple who had eaten, and they were having their coffee. He was one of these small, stocky individuals, arms folded, looking angrily into the ground. She was one of these tall women, smoking a cigarette and blowing the cigarette smoke aggressively into the air. They were sitting back to back. And behind the menu cards, Margaret and I looked at each other and thought, they've had a pleasant little meal. And the next thing, she says to him, and it was a public place, that's always been your problem. You click your fingers and expect people to jump to attention. Even the children don't like you. And as I stuck my head deeper into the menu card, but my ears got bigger, you know that one? He says back to her, nag, 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 woman, you're getting more like your mother. I don't know why I ever married you. And the next thing, out of the corner of my eye, I couldn't believe what I saw. She gets the remains of her coffee and just calmly dumps it on his lap. And he grabbed her wrist and through clenched teeth said, don't you ever do that again. Eventually released his grip. They sat back to back, never said a word. And after about 10 minutes or so, they left. Imagine I was daft enough to follow them outside and say, excuse me, can I ask you a couple of questions? 0 to 10, how much do you feel your partner understands you? The answer is likely to be not. 0 to 10, how much do you feel your partner is willing to meet your needs? The answer is likely to be not. We have conflict not because we are different. We have conflict because we don't communicate, I'm trying to understand you and I'm willing to meet your needs. It is impossible. It is impossible to be in conflict when somebody is trying to understand you and somebody is willing to meet your needs. Any significant relationship in your life, you may just want to check it out. You may just want to ask those 2 questions. 0 to 10, how much do you feel I understand you? And if the score is low, ask a what question? What have I got to be doing so the score would improve? And 0 to 10, how much do you sense I'm willing to meet your needs? And again, if it's a low score, what have I got to be doing so that score would improve? To make your place of work an even better place to work, check out whether you're meeting the needs of your colleagues. Make sure your own personal needs are being heard, and problem solve on both sets of needs.